what is actually inside this warehouse, and what is the brand new indoor ride at Alton Towers? Is it a roller coaster, or is it this thing? Today, with your guys' help, I'm going to be speculating about what could be inside of the Project Horizon warehouse building. You never know, we could see tidal wave indoors. How beautiful. And this is actually the first project in a very long time where we don't know anything that's happening inside the building. And during construction, no one's going to be able to get photos of it because it's in such a hidden corner of the park. Unless you have a 200-foot tripod to stick your camera on, which I don't think that's possible. But anyway, jokes aside, what do we know so far? It's time to summarise. So we are aware that the building will be at dimensions of 75 by 57 metres with a height of up to 20 metres from ground level. That's below the tree line, because if they went over it, that would be illegal, with an additional 40 metres by 10 metre building in front. But more recently, we actually got further plans released regarding this project and more about the area and the building. But nothing about the inside, of course. They're still hiding that from us, please. The outside is set to have this theming piece archway that faces out towards where you enter, and the building looks like this. It looks like the X pyramid if it were cut in half. 3 queue lines will run towards the building, like the main 3 queues you usually get on any ride at Alton Towers. And the first bit of speculation comes as to why there are 3 doors inside, all spaced out symmetrically in that 40-metre building. I mean, it could just be an entry point after an indoor queue line section, or we might even see a pre-show of some sort. But it does seem very suspicious. There's a huge water tank on the side, which, whether or not that's for the ride or just for rain build-up, we shall never know. And then in the documentation, the ride was stated as a new roller coaster, which is very exciting. And also, John Wardley said this in a recent interview.
And then there are lots of plans in the pipeline for a big new ride to come along after Nemesis opens in 2024.
So something big is definitely happening. And with a construction cost of what they reckon to be upwards of £12 million, what do I reckon will be inside? Well, I'm going to set myself the challenge of trying to build a coaster in that small building whilst I tell you a bit about FlexiSpot. As you can see, I've got the dimensions here. It's not very indoors though, and I'm probably going to build a launch coaster, this one. It's not going to be a Eurofighter, wait a sec. As you may have seen, unlike before, I have been stood up in a lot of my videos recently, and that is all thanks to FlexiSpot. If you've ever been sat at your desk for hours feeling like your back's going to break, then a motorised standing desk is definitely the way to go. And then I'm going to add a launch track, just like Rita over in the dark forest. Me trying to build this creation here, for instance, having the option to both sit down and stand up whilst building it, make sure my back doesn't. And as you can see, they all feature a dual motor lifting system, which makes for such an easy and effective method of going between sitting and standing. If you don't quite like the height it's adjusted to, you can use the control panel on the side to lower or raise the desk to your preferred standing or sitting height. And then if we turn it to the right, oh! So for me personally, when I've been sat down editing or maybe doing a live stream or recording a video, and most of the time my spine and my posture just want to go, which obviously isn't great health-wise. And this desk makes sure that doesn't happen anymore. It's literally the best time to get one of these desks, because there's currently a huge Black Friday sale running with huge offers on all their desks, so go pick one up for yourself. The link is in the description, and once again, thank you to FlexiSpot for sponsoring the video. The coaster's now done. Perfect timing. As you can see, purely from a speed build, a huge coaster can fit into this building, which is very, very exciting, especially when it's Alton Towers, the best UK theme park, may I add. There is endless opportunities of what this thing could be, and I am hyped. So realistically, what do I think Project Horizon will be? I'll discuss that after I go through your guys' opinions. A well-themed water ride would be cool. That's definitely something the Alton Towers lineup is lacking. And to that, I completely agree. I mean, the only water ride that actually gets you wet now is Battle Galleons, unlike the Lazy River Rapids where you don't get wet at all. So to see an indoor water ride similar to Valhalla, I know that's opening next year, but it'd be cool to see a different one over in Alton. A roller coaster slash dart ride manufactured by Dynamic Attractions or Intamin. Now, honestly, those two companies, manufacturers may I say, are very well known for doing some amazing indoor dark ride roller coasters. That's a long string of words. With Dynamic Attractions having so many different forms of rides that they could put into that building, and Intamin are just crazy at the minute, you never know what we could see. I think something like Guardians of the Galaxy at Epcot would fit quite nicely, or a Rita clone. I mean, I prefer the first part a lot more to the second. If you're unaware of what that ride is, it's basically an indoor roller coaster that has spinning cars on it, so ride to happiness level, well, not that crazy. It's a controlled spinning roller coaster, and you see all these different effects and screens. It looks amazing. Having something like that here, although it's a lot smaller of a building, I believe, would be amazing. Any of those new Intamin flying theatre-esque attractions. Now, I knew this would come up quite a lot because it was either this or a new roller coaster. I don't know which I prefer. I'd probably prefer an indoor wacky worm where you all sit in a row of seats like a cinema and you lift up and tilt and all that kind of stuff. Looks mental. An indoor S&S Axis coaster. Maybe they will dig down inside to make it fit. Now, an S&S Axis would be really cool, but the fact you mentioned them digging down as well, that is also a very good point. A B&M surf coaster like the one at SeaWorld. You know what? It's a very new concept. Merlin have worked with B&M recently on 2 different coasters, one in Mythica, not at Legoland Windsor, sadly. And of course, Jumanji as well. So, a third B&M could be possible. A standing desk. You know what? That's a very good point, and you should go cop one for yourself in the Black Friday sale starting today. So a few people mentioned my thoughts, to be fair, which, imagine mind reading me. That's so cringe. Now, I won't lie, when it originally got announced, I was thinking, along with everyone else, where it's going to be a flying theatre or a new Intamin cinema thing. But I think different now. Yes, it could still be them, but I'm more towards it being a max suspended power coaster with maybe a cool storyline and some really cool theming as well. It could be an indoor roller coaster like Revenge of the Mummy. Again, stole my point before I said it. Or at the off chance that water tank is to do with the ride, it could be a water coaster. It could be either of them, or it could be something completely different. We could get Mission Ferrari in Abu Dhabi. You know, that ride has been shut for about 17 years. At the end of the day, it's only a bit of speculation. I would love to be surprised and proved wrong completely. Feel free to leave a comment below on what you think Project Horizon will be. And once again, thank you so much to FlexiSpot for sponsoring this video. Go check out their Black Friday deal now.